YouTube this morning, hair not brushed, my fruits in the background. just waking up. I mean, really, 20 years, 20 plus years on YouTube, you get to that point where you just don't care, you know? I'm like that celebrity that goes to the gas station all messy and wonky, except, you know, you're in my house. Um, Cool story that I want to tell you. Yesterday, I was telling you all about my farmhouse, my grandparents' farmhouse, and how it got sold. And I don't know if any of you know Earth Eater, the musician. She's a musician, and it's really wild. Yesterday, after I went live, some podcaster posted an interview with her, and she told the craziest story. It was literally 8 hours after I posted my live about the farmhouse being sold. And she was telling the story about how when she was 15, her mom had to sell her family farmhouse and how she wanted to buy it back, and she was at a point in her career where she could afford it, and then she didn't know it was for sale. And then so she missed that opportunity, but then I think 2 years later, like, she never expected to see it again, but she was in the place to buy land, and she was just looking through to see what was available, and her farmhouse was available again, and she bought it back. And I think that's so beautiful, because right now how I feel about the family farmhouse is like, I'll never get it back. But at the same time, it was so cool in her story. She was saying, like, if you put stuff out there into the universe, it creates this sort of vortex to make things happen. And she was saying that every interview she would have, she would talk about it, she would bring it up. You know, oh, I'm going to buy my farmhouse back one day. I'm going to buy my farmhouse back one day. And I think it's crazy that she did. And somewhere deep down in my gut, I have the same feeling that, like, I might do the same. And not just that, but like the house I grew up in. But I feel like maybe what would happen is, like, the people who just bought it would fix it up and like flip it for me, and then like I would get a bunch of money and then buy it back, you know, in slightly better condition. And so I don't know, it's really funny how the universe works. But I just wanted to share that. I just thought that was really weird moment, a really weird synchronicity, and it wasn't just like the video was there, like it had just been posted to YouTube something like 8 hours after I had gone live talking about my farmhouse getting sold. So yeah, that was a really, really powerful moment, and really powerful, incredible moment. Still just waking up. This morning, had some avocado toast. I haven't had any fruits yet, but these are waiting for me. And I was thinking of making a juice, like a raw beet juice with some grapefruits. I'm just having some cacao and just seeing what the day has on offer for me today. But I just wanted to hop on live and just share that little story quickly, because just to get the ball rolling for me today. I want to go live more. I feel like going live is something that I'm really enjoying, and it's really bringing me, like, I was laying in bed last night and this morning just like grinning ear to ear, because even though this YouTube right now, it doesn't pay me anything, it brings me so much joy. I've always had so much joy putting myself out there and communicating with the world, and just it helps me to stay in my flow and to be focused. Like, so yeah, I'm loving going live. I'm still waking up. Not quite awake yet, but definitely so happy to be doing this and going live, and trying to tap into myself. Trying to tap into myself. And what is this? Ooh, there we go. Yeah, trying to tap into myself, like my being, my flow, my whatever I want to share today. You know, it's like I feel a little bit choked up this morning.
What's choked up?
In the sense that my
What's
vocal flow.
Are you telling me?
Isn't quite. Yeah, no, I'm live right now on YouTube.
But Mama, what were you? What
So
mean?
I'll explain it to you and to them.
Explain
It
to
means
me.
that I'm trying to find my vocal flow. I'm trying to find.
What's vocal flow?
Vocal flow is like tapping into, like, clearly I went live for a reason. There's something that I want to express. But sometimes I feel like we can feel like we have something we want to say or express, but maybe we don't have the courage, or like we lack the courage to do it, or maybe the focus. Like when I started this live stream just now, I thought I had full focus, but what I really had was ambition. Full ambition to say, I know that this is an avenue for me to put myself out there. YouTube and going live it's like a vocal liberation practice sometimes, at the very least. If I don't have something valuable to share, it helps me to connect with other people, you know, quickly. Like, just putting myself out there. And oh my goodness. I feel like what I'm really trying to achieve is a sense. Achieve means something that I want to gain, or something that I want to achievement. It's like, yay, I got this, and I did something, right? I got something good. I won, or it's so hard to describe. I'm not a dictionary. It's so hard to describe these things. But I feel like what I really want to achieve is tapping into that sense of like, today is different. You know, like, I tried, and I didn't just wake up and, like, I tried my best. You know, like, I did everything in my power today to try to make today count, and to try to make today different. And doing the best with the tools that I currently have, but reflecting a little bit on what I talked about yesterday in my live stream. I think sometimes as adults, we overthink the actual simplicity of success. Success being basically completing or achieving something. So in yesterday's example that I used, I was talking about a 3-page book that I wrote when I was like 7 or something like that, or 6, or younger, even probably 6 years old. This 3-page book, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and how I can't even do that now. And that just blows my mind. And I've got like all these tools and all these books, and it's just like when we become adults, we overcomplicate things. We really, and it's not just that, like we don't have that sort of like full focus to make things happen. Like kids, they don't have any responsibilities other than to their creativity, their play, and their creation, right? Like as adults, we have to think about so many different things, you know, so many different things. Like I'm not even going to start to list it. You get the idea. All these adult responsibilities. And so I guess you could say that's getting in the way. And this is why people in India are so successful, right? Because they've got maids, like almost every single middle class or even lower middle class, or like most Indian households have like a maid or a cook who comes daily to help take care of these mundane responsibilities so they can focus on their job or what they came to this life to do better. Well, America is a different story, right? So, watch Gorg. Hawaiian Breeze says, watch Gorg. What is Gorg? I don't know what that is. Glimmer and Shine says, I love your hair. So pretty. I'm the only one on your, oh my God. I liked and subbed your channel. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Glimmer Shine. Thank you. George Henderson. Hey, George. I hope to visit India someday. I hope you keep Glimmer and Shine. I hope you keep going with these lives. Me too. Me too. Yeah. I would love to keep on doing that. I feel like it's travesty if I don't. It's really a travesty if I don't. Every time I separate myself from YouTube, from this platform, you know, when I let the negativity take over, or I don't create the space or in my life for it, or find the time for it, I'm not going to say I have regrets, but I can definitely see I just become very tired. You know, I feel like this is something that I was born for, and it's okay. Glimmer and Shine says, it's okay, I'm a YouTuber too, and I take breaks. Yeah, it's like, it's good to take breaks, you know, it's good to feel it out. But I feel like ultimately, like, okay, so I've been following a lot of high raw vegan YouTubers. And the energy that they have to just keep going. One you might know of, and I don't know if he's high raw vegan, but Ralph Smart. Every single day, consistently, he's just posting. Another guy who I just started following, who's so cool, who's actually in my area, whoa, dude, Scott Bernhard is a literal, like, high raw vegan. His auntie is 73 years old, and she just does fresh fruits and juices, and she just goes on and on about. And what I love about them is a lot of high raw vegan influencers. They talk about mainly just the diet, but they don't really bounce back and forth between like the reality of most people and their diet. And how, like, one thing Scott Bernhard likes to say is that your kitchen is your hospital, right? And so when you open your cabinet, anything you pull out should heal you. let thy food be thy medicine. Yeah? And it's true. It's really true. Unfortunately, he lost his mom to an illness, and it was definitely food related, and I forget what it was. And I think his father too, just like diabetes runs in his family, but it's like not with him, not with him. He's high raw vegan, and he's insanely fit and in shape, and he's healthy, and you could see it. He's got the energy to put himself out there every day, to keep going even when it doesn't pay. He's still going, you know. And like now he's got a lot of subscribers, so he's actually making money from it. But you can see how the abundance, the financial abundance, is just flowing to him because he's in that flow, and like he can't be stopped. And they love to talk about, so what I love about them, separating them from other people that I follow, like the Raw Temple does a podcast as well, and they're in Bali, and they have a vegan restaurant there, and they actually offer courses. Like you can go to Bali and take a course with them on how to learn how to cook these delicious raw vegan meals, and you can stay in Bali and go on all these waterfall hikes, and it sounds like a great time. But what I love about Scott and his auntie, I guess it's because of the experience that they had with their family, him losing his mother and losing his father. They are always talking about this sort of medical rabbit hole that people get sucked into, taking pills for pills for pills, instead of just letting your food be your medicine. And yeah, that's what I love about them, you know. And they're just like, their energy is so good. They're so magnetic, and just like so easy to follow and watch. And it's like they're just so clear-headed, you know. And they're just talking about raw vegan diet and raw vegan lifestyle, but their message is so clear. It's just so clear. So very powerful healing journey that they're on. So yeah, very powerful healing journey. So Bacchus Villager says, how is YouTube back in 2006? 2006. It was a new tool. Like, it was a newer tool back then. And like I sort of touched on yesterday, it was exciting. You know, it was like, wow, look at this free service that I can use and like upload content and get creative. And so everyone was flocking to it and excited for it. And the community was there. The tool itself was really simple back then. Like, it wasn't very fancy, very sharp around the edges, a lot of red, a lot of white. I mean, it's still kind of the same. Definitely a lot less. I just feel like YouTube is always rolling out for partners, you know, one new thing after another, and like all these updates and stuff. And I'm still honestly really attracted to simplicity. I love all the things that we can do, and like all the new rollouts and all the new this and new that and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, I really like things that are more simple. So yeah. George Henderson, one of my favorite videos is the one with Brooke talking to Kermit. That's so good. I know. I just talked to MG Phenom recently, God, after like such a long time. And it was so great to connect with him again. He's the one who filmed that. Well, he didn't film it. He was the one doing Kermit, and Sam Proof was the one filming. Glimmer and shine. I'm surprised that you keep going on this channel. Keep going. Yeah. Well, honestly, like, especially with this diet shift, the energy is coming to me. It is. Like, I haven't even had my E3 live yet. I haven't had any fruits yet this morning, just toast and some raw ceremonial cacao. But the energy is there. It's like the life force is it's there with me. It's like the force, yeah, the life force, it's there, and I'm excited because I still have this conditioning in my mind from all these years of feeling slow and feeling sluggish and not really achieving much, and all of the experiences that I had in that time, you know, this mindset telling me, oh, you're not going to do it, you're not going to be able to do this, like, just stop at while you're ahead, like, you're going to get hung up on this, you're not going to be able to go live every day, you're not going to be able to keep up. But it's just like a mindset, it's not a reality. The reality is I'm like going live, and I'm happy, and I can see that if I keep, like, honestly, keep up with this raw vegan diet, right? And like all these good supplements, this E3 live and stuff that I'm taking, what can stop me? You know what I mean? Like, really, what's gonna stop this flow, right? So this is my E3 live. It's frozen because the fact of the matter is, and it's really interesting, there is a way out of this matrix. And for whatever reason, companies, big companies, can create all the fake food that they want in the world. They can try to sell you scientific meat, and you're going to eat that. But the reality is there's still stuff out there like this. And this is real. And I like to joke that it's pond sludge. But actually, this has a higher frequency to it than even fruits. So some people, some high raw vegans have said, oh, well, wouldn't fruits have the highest sun frequency because they're in the sun and they grow in the sun and everything? But actually green, this blue-green algae color, is even closer to the frequency of the sun than fruits. So I have some of this now. This has actually gone up in price. It's crazy. I used to buy this for like $200 for something like 8 bottles or something like that. And this has gone up in price. I don't know why. Maybe that was a tariff thing or something. Maybe it's back to normal, but I'm going to drink my pond sludge. Today I'm going to do 3.5 for you all. All right. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to good health. Look at this beautiful blue-green color. You know, in the beginning, I was like, this stuff, oh man. But the way it makes me feel now, and the funny thing is my body wasn't as receptive to this before I went raw vegan. When I was eating like garbage, just pizzas and like meats and animal products and all this dairy and just crackers and even mac and cheese, because like I started cooking mac and cheese for my daughter. I wasn't as receptive to this. But going raw vegan, eating predominantly fruits and stuff, now this is like my powerhouse. Some days there's so many vitamins and minerals in this that like some days I will just have this and then I won't even feel hunger. Powerful stuff. And I put that back in the freezer. Yep.
Would you like some vegan food?
What kind of vegan food?
Would you like a salad?
Not at this moment. Are you gonna make me a salad?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great. She's straight out. What is this? I've got a few people who said some stuff. Fables Illustrated. She's straight out of the 4th century. She's a cave woman, guys. Like, I don't know. I think I'm more of a modern woman. Like, I think the cave woman is like the woman who's living in the past who still shaves her legs. I mean, come on. I like, but some days I walk out of the house looking like some days my legs get so hairy. I don't know. If I was in California, it'd be one thing, but over here in Eastern Connecticut, people, you know what the Beach Boys said, right? Like, the East Coast chicks are hip. I really dig those clothes they wear, but they didn't really say much else. Like, they didn't comment on how spiritual or amazing or anything they are. Yeah, like East Coast chicks, they'll like look at your legs and be like, what's going on with that? But, you know, there are some cool ones out there too who don't shave. I haven't been to New York City or Boston in a while and seen some like real cool chicks. But anyways, I digress. What am I going on about?
What chicks?
Chicks. Chickens. Chicks. Allah God says what the experience in Kerala, India. I don't know what that means. Fables Illustrated says, don't go out like this in India. I do what I want in India. Like, my final trip, I was laying in a hotel in Jaipur, right? And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I've been coming to this country for years now. I know the ins and outs of it. I've been to South India, I've been to North India. Well, I hadn't really been to North India, but like Gujarat and just like all over. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I like, I hung out with Babas and just like, I've been all over. I've done it all now. That's what I felt like. Except the typical foreigner trip, right? Of just going out and leaving and walking wherever I wanted. And I was laying there in this stuffy hotel and I was just like, what am I doing? Why am I still tripping? Like, I don't know the ins and outs of this country. Like, I have a friend, Flo. I remember it was so funny when I came back to California. She's like, every time you go to India, like, you don't come back with anything. Like, you have less stuff. And I said to her, I'm like, I think it's like a karmic past life thing. Like, I'm trying to leave something there and be done with it, actually. Like, I don't want to take anything from the country. Like, I want to leave stuff. But I was just like, oh, dude. And I had this realization, and I was like, I'm going to walk out of here, of this hotel. I'm going to go buy a bag. I don't know where I'm going, but I want to be on my own 2 feet. Literally, if all I can do is literally stand on my own 2 feet. Some people take that metaphorically, you know, like, oh, I could stand on my own 2 feet because I have A, B, C, and D, and I can pay my bills and da 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 da. And I was like, I'm going to take that so literally and just go hike and stand on my own 2 feet. And I just walked and I walked and I walked and I walked and I walked. And it was like a dream. I don't know if any of you have heard about Project Pegasus. Yeah? Project Pegasus. It was this government experiment that they did a long time ago surrounding time travel, right? It was like this whole time travel thing, and I don't know too much about that. But what I do know is when I met this dude that I was dating, that I trekked with, when I met him, the first thing he told me, and this is wild, he's like, yeah, one time I had this moment where I saw a flying horse in the sky and then I time traveled. And part of me is like, wow, something about this story feels so real. Like, I need to take this seriously. And part of me is like, what is this dude talking about? So the weirdest thing though was I was reflecting on that trek recently, and I don't have the footage if some of you know the story. Like, he decided to keep it. Basically, at the end of that trek, I was so broke, I had to sell my iPad to get back home. And so I just dumped all the footage onto his computer. And, like, I remember when I ended the trek in Manali, I had a period of time there before Christmas in December of 2019 where I was, like, going through the footage, and I'm like, man, I got to share this. I got to post it. Like, but I just couldn't seem to edit it together in a way that made sense. And so I just, ended up leaving, and I was like, I'll get back to this. I'll let this footage sit like a fine wine, and I'll get back to it later. And so I go home, I go back to the USA, and I meet someone, and I start a family, and try to get the footage back from this guy after decompressing from the reality of that insane trip. And he says to me, well, you don't understand the gravity of the situation. Bottom line, he doesn't give me any of the footage, right? So at this point, it's like the craziest trip I've ever taken in my life. But all I have is like 5 photographs proving that it ever even happened. It was like a dream. It was literally like a dream. But it was like a 3-month-long dream, right? And it was so real. And then, so recently I've been reflecting on it again because it comes to me in waves, like realizations. I'm still getting realizations from that trip today. And I was like, that's really nuts that thinking about it. And I'm like, it's super crazy that I did that trek and I barely got a mosquito bite. Like, how is it possible? Like, was it a dream? Like, I was going through jungles. There were bears, there were tigers. I mean, there's so many things that could have happened that didn't happen. At the end of the trip, I talked to God, right? It's like, and God told me about COVID through an artwork that I had made. And it was wild. It was really wild in that sense. And you can take what you want from that and think about it. Because honestly, I can't think about it too much anymore, but that's just kind of where I'm at, is like, thinking about that whole Project Pegasus thing and my tattoo and like just meeting that dude and taking that wild trip. And he always used to talk about time travel. Like he would always talk about it. And it was just like his jam was like time travel. And it just definitely got me thinking. I'm like, maybe there's more to it than just him not giving me the footage, and time and space, it's like, I feel like it's malleable, like you can rewrite time. And like maybe there would be a point in time where maybe one day we could transcend this whole Pegasus time trip thing and like he could just give me the footage. Or maybe he actually deleted it. But I feel like time is something, like the future is something.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about time travel in the future. The future is something that we're always writing in the present. And like,
Mama,
even if someone,
salad.
thank you, even if someone has a future plan, maybe it's like 100-year plan, a 200-year plan, agenda, or like a 5-year plan. There's always someone who can come along any day. They're in the fruit drawer with a better plan and change the future. So just think about that. Let that percolate. Let that digest. I'm going to move on. But what else is here? Matthew C. says, enjoying your stream, but have to go. Keep safe. Watch again soon. Yeah, dude. Thanks for being here. George Henderson. I love Indian butter chicken curry. Glimmer and shine. I'm enjoying this.
Open it.
George Henderson. Dreams can seem so real. Yeah, they can. And I think, hold on. I think that, like, our imaginations and our ability to tap into that realm, whatever that realm is, around dreams, is sort of like, I'm not going to say undeveloped, but atrophied. Like, imagination is like a muscle that you need to work on. I used to have a really powerful imagination, and I try to explain this to my daughter sometimes when she asks me how to use her imagination and how to use her memory. I say, like, you need to work on it. Some people need to close their eyes and they can imagine things, but like,
I'm not imagining anything.
I don't need to do that. Like, I can just sit here and imagine and like see something right before me.
Why am I not imagining?
So yeah, like, your imagination is such a powerful muscle that you need to work on in it. And it can atrophy.
Anything.
I don't know. Why aren't you imagining anything?
I only
Do you want to go bring this to Dada so we can have it?
Mama,
He'd be so grateful.
only when I close my eyes, I only imagine black.
Yeah, because that's not your imagination. You're just seeing what is when you close your eyes. You're
Why is
just
it-
because you're shutting the light out from your eyes. What else? Yeah, so wow, 35 minutes, time flies. It's been great waking up with you all this morning. Having my E3 live with you. I'm so happy to finally share this. Really, I'm not kidding. This is a game changer. AFA Fresh Frozen Superfood. If you haven't checked this out, you really need to check it out. I'm serious. It's like night and day. The first time I tried this, I remember saying, you've got like the time frames AD and BC, and then I said you also have E3, which is like a totally different time frame altogether, a totally different time frame, like the year, like the year I started E3 live. It's like it's like a whole other timeline. It changed my life completely. It changed the way I look at life completely. It's just such a good supplement, so definitely check that out. Or take your spirulina. Spirulina is awesome for you too. My daughter's name, oh my God, my daughter's name is Leilani. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get my day started. I might go live again later, but definitely gotta get my day started. So thank you all for being here. It was so good answering your questions. Let's see really quickly if there's anything else. I saw that there was like a little, like I could start a poll or something like that for questions. I just want to see what all this stuff is. If there's anything cool I can do with you all without being a YouTube partner.
Why does this take so long?
What's this? Oh, I just shut my camera off. That's not fun.
Why does this take so
Oh,
long?
I can do a poll. I'll do a countdown. A countdown to me saying goodbye. Ooh, check that out. All right. Woohoo!
What's a
I can do something.
what's a countdown?
Oh, start the countdown. Woohoo, 23 seconds till I leave. Get your questions in now. I seriously, any tips on how to clean a gourmet? So greasy. All right, everybody. So good chatting with you all. I'll catch you later today on the flip side. Next tour where? I don't tour. Maybe I will though. Oh, look at the confettis. Woo. All right.